I also had a regular who would come in with the sole intention of absolutely annihilating the toilet. He was a very large man and the loudest shitter I've ever heard. It was so absurdly loud that it was at times described as blasting raw hamburger from an air compressor into the toilet. This man's internal body pressure must have been superhuman. Imagine someone with IBS and celiac disease eating $40 worth of Taco Bell, then washing it down with an entire 2-liter bottle of ginger ale before literally sprinting to the bathroom. His shits were so violent that paying customers would sometimes hear it and overtip out of pity for whatever poor bastard had to clean the bathrooms at the end of the night. One time, the sound of him shitting was so catastrophic the looks on customers' faces shifted from amusement and or disgust to genuine concern. As a group, we were all silently wondering amidst the powerful sharts and forceful splats if we were listening to a man literally shitting his guts out. It sounded like his asshole was fighting an epic battle between the forces of gases, liquids, and solids, and the war had just gone nuclear. Listening to this man perform Rage Against the Latrine was like listening to a furious demigod blast chunky Chef Boyardee through a vuvuzela. It wasn't just a bowel movement. It was a bowel evacuation. What manner of god or gods hath this man enraged to be punished so severely? Even as Sisyphus was punished in the underworld by Zeus, forced to push a boulder uphill for all eternity, so too was this mortal forced to push out pound after pound of rancorous fecal matter, returning weekly to complete his arduous task anew. I would say that his sphincter's cry for the sweet release of death fell on deaf ears, except for the fact that we all heard it every time he returned for yet another explosive round of battle shits. I once saw a customer stagger out of the bathroom while the mad shitter was performing a fecal symphony of incredible ferocity. The look on the customer's face was unadulterated horror, bordering on outright panic. I suspect the customer had been using the restroom like a normal human being, quietly pooping as one does in a classy restaurant bathroom. When the bathroom door slammed open unexpectedly, what followed was the sound, nay roar, of explosive diarrhea in the neighboring stall of such horrific volume and intensity that the poor man had simply pulled up his pants and fled. It must have been like trying to poop while Goku went Super Saiyan in the next stall over. It wasn't just the volume either, it was the sheer speed that the sounds conveyed. It sounded like he was shitting with the power of gale force winds. He was shitting so hard that he could have killed small birds and mammals with it. Years later, I saw this gif of a hippo shitting and had a PTSD flashback. As you might imagine, we had questions. Who was this man who committed war crimes in our handicap stall, aggressively phasing between 3 or more states of matter while undoubtedly hanging onto the guardrails for dear life? Why did he return so often to the scene of the crime? What the actual fuck was this man eating? Is it possible that this man's shits were so extreme that they presented a cognito hazard, that simply perceiving them in any way caused mental scarring? Is it really considered workplace harassment to send the new dishy to clean the toilets at the first sign of the mad shitter huffing and puffing his way to the front door, sweaty brow furrowed in concentration?